We took a short break on PAX East coverage, but we're back with more interviews with the awesome people we met there. This episode, we'll talk with Deb from ASUS North America, King from iBUYPOWER and HYTE, Hando from EK Waterblocks, and John from Charlotte Gaymers Network. But before we get to that, this video is sponsored by CDKdeals. CDKdeals is an online marketplace that offers game keys for several different platforms and genuine software licenses at drastically reduced prices. You can even use code BRAID25 to get an additional 30% off. Here's how it works. Here we have an OEM license for Windows 10 Pro. Of course, all Windows 10 Home and Pro keys can be later upgraded to Windows 11 at no charge. Keep in mind that you'll need a new key if you build a new system or make major hardware changes. OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home to Pro, so make sure you know which version you have installed. Here in the cart, you can use code BRAID25 to get an additional 30% off. So an OEM copy of Windows 10 Pro will drop from $22.72 to just $15.90. After your purchase is complete, click View Keys/Codes, click Get the Key, and copy it. Then go to your Windows search bar, type out Activate, and click Activation Settings. My Windows install is already activated, so I'll be replacing it, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDKdeals, for continuing to support the channel. The audio issues that plagued us throughout the event are still here, so please bear with us on that. I promise a better audio setup for the next event. Enjoy. Hey guys, Braithorn here again, and I'm here with Deb with ASUS Republic of Gamers. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure, so I'm Deb. I work for ASUS North America. I lead our brand marketing team along with the video and social media team. Prior though to coming to ASUS, I also continue to run the social media channels Andy the Lab, which focuses a lot on automotive and actually PC DIY.
Very cool. So of course, PC DIY is something we're shifting to as well on our channel. So how did you get started with PC with PC building yourself?
I feel like I'm a good spokesperson for people that don't have a background in tech. So about when COVID hit, I started, because I was in the automotive space, I started sim racing. And one thing led to another, and it gave me an opportunity to take the challenge to maybe build a PC. And at that time, I honestly couldn't even really tell you. I knew what a GPU was and a CPU, but I really wouldn't be able to tell you like where it would even go on a motherboard. But being that I was also into content creation and focused a lot on film and cinematic kind of B-roll, I made it a priority to make sure that my first PC was epic so I could get epic shots. So I spent a month basically making an ultimate Threadripper build that was water cooled, and it was like a huge system, and it took me a month, but I did it. And I primarily did it by reading and watching a lot of YouTube videos in slow motion, reading manuals, and just going for it.
You don't do anything halfway, do you?
And then since that build, within that year, I did 15 PCs. I started to realize that anytime I needed to reference PC DIY, there were really not a lot of females doing it. And so it's become very special to me to basically try to empower other females to, whether you have experience in the industry or not, you can build a PC. It doesn't have to be this crazy custom build, but you can very much do it. And so, yeah, so I still continue to try to create content around that. And certainly now working at ASUS, PC DIY is a huge aspect of our business. And so we, are just always trying to get people to, whether it be our ASUS PC DIY Facebook page. We have JJ, who's very well known in our company for just putting out tons of content related to PC DIY on the weekly basis. So yeah, and even here at PAX, tomorrow I'm doing a live stream PC build at the Intel booth, which will be given away.
What channel will that be on, or
yeah.
what platform, I should say,
yeah,
will that be on?
It will be on our ASUS ROG Twitch. It will also be streaming from Intel's platform as well. I'm not sure if it's their Twitch page, wherever they've been streaming all of their live content, but for us, it will be on ASUS ROG Twitch from 11:15 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time. The goal is going to be within the hour, we will do a full PC build It's going to have some of our most beautiful and latest components, which is featuring our Z690 Maximus Hero board, which after we're done with this, it's over there on display. It's stunning.
I was staring at it intently. With
actually never been yet seen revealed DDR5 RAM from Kingston Fury. It hasn't even been released yet, but they've sent it to us, so this is super exciting. 12900K CPU, we have a 3080 Strix card going in there, a Thor 1200 watt power supply, custom cables, RGB fans. It's gonna be quite the build to try to win.
You know, it's funny because I see that sort of just excitement. It's not like, oh, we're promoting this, we're promoting that. Like, I get to build a rad PC.
Well, and like, hopefully, like, to be able to give away, and like, that is really important to me too, because this stuff is not, you know, a lot of times people save over time to finally be able to build, or they save to buy, you know, to upgrade their GPU. So I get excited anytime we have a chance to not just like spread the joy of PC building. Again, trying to show other females that you can do it too. It doesn't just have to be a boys thing.
Right. I mean, it's grown-up Legos. You know, it's expensive, although Legos are also expensive. But it's like grown-up Legos. Everything.
It's therapeutic.
It totally is, and gratifying when it works. So can you tell me a little bit more about the PC DIY program?
So for my personal channel, I continue to, you know, post content and showcasing like how to build videos. I have a series on my channel. From an ASUS ROG standpoint, we do it weekly. We have weekly live streams. We have on YouTube, actually really across all platforms, Instagram, even TikTok, we've started on that. We have a PC DIY Facebook group that I mentioned earlier, which has grown tremendously. We're just trying to encourage more and more people to get plugged in. And as the year progresses, obviously, I have a heart to try to get more females involved in this as well. So curating content more with females in the mix, I think, is important too, to grow that demographic.
Every time you bring that up, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I just, because she gets interested in tech and the things that I'm doing and in the YouTube content I'm doing and everything, I just want her to feel welcome in that hobby and in that space. So I really love what you're doing.
We do a lot of giveaways. And we always have things that people can try to win and engage on a monthly basis. So definitely follow us, check us out on Twitter, all the social platforms, join the family.
All right, guys, be sure to check out twitch.tv/ASUSROG, and be sure to check out the streams, all that. It's just excellent stuff going on over here. Thank you so much for taking time to talk with us. Thank you, Deb.
Talk to you soon.
Hey guys, Breakthrough here with what? Don't let me. How about you introduce yourself, King?
Sure, no problem. King Perez Tagle, marketing executive producer for iBUYPOWER and HYTE brand.
Okay, so of course y'all might recognize him from the big panel that we had. For being a part of that, I really appreciate it, because, you know, we wanted to get perspectives from all sizes of system integrators, and hearing from you guys was certainly important. I mean, you could potentially shift the whole industry if you wanted to, and you do with some of the new stuff you got. So why don't you tell us what's going on right now with where y'all heading towards right now?
I think the most exciting part of the iBUYPOWER and HYTE product line is just the seamless integration of the products that we develop, especially the roadmap for HYTE that's upcoming. I can't wait to reveal this stuff to you guys. Can't wait to give you guys some samples. Sample units. But when you see these things, you're gonna see that we really try to innovate. We really try to push the envelope of the products that people need and want, because those are the products that we need and want as we make our own computers and build the systems that the next generation systems. So I would just say stay tuned to the roadmap and see what we could do when we learn more about the things that you guys asked for. So.
Right, and so. Okay, so the funny thing about what's been going on here, because new things, new perspective, paradigm shift for iBUYPOWER means potential paradigm shift for the system integrator industry, and so we had something interesting happen while we were here, which was Gamers Nexus finally dropping the review of the Y60. We were all waiting for that. All these positive reviews coming out, and we were still holding our breath. So how do you feel about how that?
I feel really good about it. So, you know, as much as you could feel good about any Gamers Nexus video, you know, it's extremely positive to get a review in the first place. Whether it's good or bad, it's all constructive, right? So we can always learn more anytime Gamers Nexus, even you, Braithorn, when you review our systems, it's all learning potential, and anything that we can, any feedback and criticism that we get will only improve our products.
You know you're headed in the right direction when someone like Steve says, we don't think it's perfect, but we like it. We really like it is the ultimate reward because you're headed in the right direction. They said, we like it. So you got to be on cloud 9 for that.
Yeah, super victory. I mean, I'm not showing enough excitement, but it's also the 4th day of PAX, but the whole team absolutely shares the sentiment that that we have created a successful product. You know, and just like Rob says, when you make something, sometimes you gotta crash land and you take big bets and big risks. And we did that with the Y60, but it's been received really well. It's still on pre-order. I can't believe we can't even have a white one here to show you guys, but incredible, just incredible feedback all around for the Y60 that I can't wait to show you guys what's next.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see. I mean, whatever I can do to help, I'll be happy to help. But yeah, so just really exciting stuff going on all for you. How do you feel like how did it go for iBUYPOWER? How did it go for HYTE?
I think the first time that we're stepping back into a consumer show, we're learning a lot. So we're in 4 different partner booths. We have a PC play area. We've got 6 Y60 systems, all different specs, decked out. We're here at the Intel booth now, but we do have our systems in AMD and ASUS. And overall, the showing has just been really great for us to get in front of people and even just kind of show off a yet unreleased product, right? So the HG10, I mean, this has been well received to the point where people were asking us, like, where's the pre-order page? And we're like, we don't even have one yet. Like, you know, so if you're doing some really cool stuff with us on socials or cosplaying, we were giving these out. And you know, even the feedback on this alone that we weren't technically even ready to intake at the show, but just hearing it with part of our product team here, yeah, it just gets us excited to do more of this on the ground stuff. So we definitely look forward to having more of an event.
I do remember, you know, when you were up on stage with Rob, and Rob was saying, you know, anytime you release a new product, and you guys were talking about this, both of y'all had the mind of, anytime you release something brand new and it's your first one, it's a crash landing. So you're approaching it in the right way, I think, with like, hey, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna see how it goes. You just wait for more. You'll get a full review later on. And I don't do many peripherals, but when it's important to me, I'll do it. I'm just excited because you're sort of approaching a lot of the, you know, you say experience play.
Yep.
And that there's a lot of facets to that, and you guys recognize it. So I'm excited to see it. So any other, I know you're not Rob, and you're not going to give everything away, but any little hints that are okay to give on what might be expected?
So I don't know if he brought this up, and maybe I'm kind of getting on a branch here, but there have been certain influencers that we brought to the show that have attracted quite a bit of attention in our booth that makes us consider doing some collaborative products, right? So if you're seeing any of that in the wrap-up of the material in Intel, if you watch any of our stage segments, just take a look, and you may be pleasantly surprised with some of the things that we'd come out with. I think we did decide within this week alone to develop a whole new product. And if that's news to you, then I am definitely talking too much. But again, you get that kind of feedback when you're here on the ground, and then you're like, wait a minute, something I would never think that would be like of huge interest, you can only see in a consumer show, and there's a certain amount of energy that you just like, that you can like take in to know that you can take a leap and make another product. So that happened during the show, you know, so I'm really hoping to throw some more spaghetti on the wall.
Well, all right. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. That's super exciting. Like, you guys are in a place to do some really incredible things. So that is something to be excited about. So guys, keep an eye on these guys. I know I will. King, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it was great hanging out with you, man.
Of course, anytime.
Essentially, EK Waterblocks, if you've never heard of us before, we build, manufacture, design all our own water cooling components. So from that end, EKWB has been going, I think we're in our 14th year now. We just hit our 14th anniversary. And an offshoot from that, we saw an opportunity to bring EK Fluid Gaming, which is a end user kind of final solution system integrator for someone who wants a water cooling product, isn't quite confident enough to do the DIY approach themselves. So let's have a look at what we've got. So to start off, our entry-level system, which is known as the Battle PC, is quite unique in terms of a water cooling product. Rather than your standard all-in-one cooler, which just cools the CPU, we've actually integrated a GPU into the loop, so we have a CPU, GPU all-in-one cooler. And this is the entry-level system. It's in a mini case, and you can start at around $2,000, which we think is quite accessible for your average water cooler user, especially for an end system integration user. So from that then, we go to these beauties. So this one in particular is the 270 Vanquish. So in this style, we have the Vanquish and the Conquest lines. On our website, you can configure them to your needs, what CPU, what GPU you need, storage, and all that kind of stuff. And all the water cooling components, as I said before, are all manufactured and designed in-house by us, EKWB. So then from this, we have our sort of Grandioso system, which is our Primo one. It's got our new sort of Velocity 2 range of cooling components. Something that's particularly interesting and unique about this one is the fact it's got an active cooling backplate on the GPU. Super cool, really, really good stuff. And yeah, it's in the O11D XL. So we all base everything on Lianli O11D cases because they're just so great to build in. They're great to design water cooling products for. So if you want to know more about EKWB or EK Fluid Gaming, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over the place. You can find us there. We've got a YouTube channel as well where we do various build videos, product videos, and things like that. So yeah, check it out and yeah, stay cool.
Hey everybody, Braithorn here again, and I'm with John from Charlotte Gaymers Network. John, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your organization?
Sure. My name is Jonathan, Executive Director of the Charlotte Gaymers Network, largest LGBTQ+ gaming organization on the East Coast. We're so thankful to be here at PAX, but what I find really, really incredible is the focus that PAX has on diversity and inclusion. Folks can come in and meet local people here in the community and other broader national organizations that are doing incredible work in the DEIA space in the gaming community.
Well, so tell us about some of the things that Charlotte Gaymers Network has done and sort of where you started and where you're at now.
Sure thing. So the Charlotte Gaymers Network started on July 6th in 2020. We started in the midst of a world-altering pandemic. So once all of our gay bars closed down, once all of our gay restaurants shut down during the pandemic, for people not only to meet new friends, but to maintain the relationships that they already had with their existing friends. Thus was born the Charlotte Gaymers Network. And a big tenet of our organization is focusing our objectives around philanthropy. Now, what does that mean? Some of the stuff that Charlotte Gaymers Network has done, we adopt a child every holiday season where we provide them with a Nintendo Switch, 2 games, and a week's worth of food for them and their families. Christmas dinners from Honey Baked Ham and things like that. Additionally, we also partner with Novon and Atrium Health, so we can bring our game consoles to pediatric wards in hospitals and allow kids to feel like kids once again. And we're talking about kids who are unfortunately bedbound by sickness and affliction, so it's something that's very, very important to us. Something that we just did, there is a LGBTQ community that was recently looking to expand their game room, and we raised over $2,000. These marginalized LGBTQ youth could have the best of the best when it came to gaming, giving them the opportunity to feel like kids.
That's fantastic. I love to see that. Now, if there was one thing that you could move towards, one thing that you could do, or maybe a company you could work with, what kind of goals do you have moving into the future? What do you think the right next step for Charlotte Gaymers Network would be?
The more that we can expand, the more people that we can reach, the more kids we can reach through our philanthropy and our services, the more programs that we would be able to offer to the community. So the biggest thing for us is making sure that businesses and corporations understand that your dollar goes so much farther when you're supporting grassroots organizations. As important as it is to support your big national organizations, unfortunately, a lot of our grassroots, smaller community organizations just get left behind. And I think that that dollar goes so much farther when you're supporting a local, homegrown community organization right in your own town. So if anybody seeing this can take away something from it, please, please, please give where you live and support community businesses and nonprofits in your area. COVID has been unfortunately has decimated so many small businesses, and most importantly, nonprofit organizations that just didn't have the wherewithal to be able to weather a storm that unfortunately is still continuing almost 2 years later. So please, please, please give where you live and support those around you.
And that's a wonderful message. So much has been disrupted. Things that good intentions gone awry, and things that we're used to no longer accessible. Although things can be said to be improving in the general sense, it's still quite up and down, waxing and waning in how much things are affected right now. So, but I'm glad to hear that you're all encouraging support for people's local organizations, and of course, you should always check to see if there's any local charities and nonprofits that you can support. Although, as you said, you do want to support your larger organizations as well. So if there's ever anything that you feel like you can do, or you feel like there are so many issues out there, you feel as an individual, it's very easy to feel helpless. Like there's not a lot you can do, and your dollar doesn't help and doesn't count. But of course, spreading awareness is free, and doing something like that. So why don't you give a social media that can be shared by our viewers, that would actually be a great free way to spread awareness and help out.
So you can find us online on all social platforms at Charlotte Gaymers Network. You can also visit us at charlottegamersnetwork.com. So please follow us. Please give us a like, listen, and tune into our website to watch more. And we hope that you'll become a follower. Please, please, please. It's so important to support this work. And I'm so thankful to you, Braythorn, for bringing me here today and chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. From maybe eventually it'd be from Charlotte Gamers Network to World Gamers Network, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I would love to see that.
Thank you so much, Braythorn.
Thank you. All right. More PAX coverage coming up soon.
Let's go, nerds!
We'll be right back.